Hello friends, my name is Raza Masood. Today we'll discuss about the Scrum process. Friend, this is a very important topic, and if you are studying project management in university, or you are studying Scrum or Agile framework in university, or you are planning to give exam related to Scrum framework, so this is a very important topic, and you will see many questions in the exam in which your concept related to Scrum process will be checked. So with respect to exam point of view, if you are a student, this is a very important topic. Secondly, friend, if you are a professional manager and managing IT projects and implementing projects using the Scrum framework, so again this is important for you to understand the concept of a Scrum process so that you can use this concept properly and thoroughly in your implementation life of IT projects. So friend, let's start. First of all, I request to please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell option as well so that my new videos can reach to you. So let's start. First of all, friend, we have to understand that what is Scrum, which we are referring actually. Scrum process. Before going into the deep, we must have to understand that what is Scrum actually. Friend, Scrum is a framework, a project management methodology which we use to manage the IT projects. For example, you can use the Scrum framework to implement or make the website, mobile application, e-commerce solution. So to manage the project of IT projects, we use the framework of a Scrum actually. Now, exactly this Scrum? What is the concept of a Scrum here? First of all, we have to understand the Scrum. Then we can talk about in detail about Scrum process. So, what is Scrum framework? Scrum actually. Friends, see, nowadays two methodologies for project management are very popular. However, there are multiple methodologies available, but two methodologies are very popular. One is traditional project management approach, that is waterfall, and the second one is the Scrum framework. Um, Let me give you an example here just to make you understand that what is actually Scrum. For example, you are implementing e-commerce solution for a customer, okay, and once you discuss the requirement with the customer, you came to know that there are 40 tasks as per the scope of work which you have to deliver to customer to complete the e-commerce implementation. So there are 40 tasks. If you use the traditional approach of project management, which is waterfall, so what you will do in that case, you will plan all the 40 tasks, then develop all the 40 tasks, then test all the 40 tasks, and then deploy all the 40 tasks to customer. So in the waterfall approach, what we do, like we plan, develop, test and deploy. This is the waterfall approach. Now in Scrum, what we do, we use the concept of sprint. Sprint is a 3 to 4 weeks time period in which we divide the task into chunks. Like for example, if there are 40 tasks, so we can make 4 sprints and each sprint will have 10 tasks. For example, sprint 1 will take the first 10 tasks and we plan, develop, test and deploy the first 10 tasks. Then sprint 2, next 10 tasks. Sprint 3 will have the next 10 tasks, and sprint 4 will have the last 4 of 10 tasks. So in that way, once we reach at sprint 4, we will complete all the 40 tasks and all the things will be delivered to the customer. So now the main difference between the Scrum and the waterfall approach is that, friend, in the waterfall approach, once we reach at UAT or user acceptance testing, we get the feedback exactly from the customer. In the Scrum, actually what happened, that at a very early stage, because we are using the concept of sprint, so at a very early stage of a project we get the feedback from customer, and we can amend if do make any amendments if needed. So Scrum is a very collaborative, very friendly with respect to with customer point of view, and it is very adaptable, it is very flexible approach. So this is the main difference, this is the main concept of Scrum actually. Now, what is the Scrum process? When we talk about the Scrum process, friend, we have basically three roles which are very important. One is product owner, one is Scrum master, and one is the Scrum team actually. Product owner is a person who has the complete vision of the product which needs to be developed, and he gets the knowledge, he gets the information from customer and deliver it to the Scrum team. Okay, so product owner is, you just think of a product owner as, if you see the name product owner, product owner is the owner of the product. He is the customer voice and gets the knowledge. He is the bridge between customer and the development team. Scrum Master is another role who has the who should have the complete knowledge about the Scrum framework, Scrum methodology, and he must have to make sure that the Scrum methodology should be properly implemented. All the best practices for Scrum should be implemented. A Scrum team is the third type of role, which is a very important role, and they consist on like development team, like software engineers, software designers, database engineers, the QA team, the deployment team. So a Scrum team means the core team which is going to develop the project. Remember, friend, one thing here, that Scrum team has a very strong role in the Scrum framework, and they are self-organized, self-motivated. They are doing the things by their own. Remember, here in the concept of Scrum, there is no concept of boss actually. Like in the waterfall or traditional approach, there is a concept of the boss who is the driving force and who is pushing all the team members. However, in the Scrum framework, this is totally different, and the Scrum Master is a facilitator who is facilitating the team, and the Scrum team has, you can say, more empowered, more self motivated, and more self organized. Now we can talk about the Scrum process. First of all, the product owner make the product backlog. Product backlog means that he discuss with the customer and gets the knowledge. For example, if you are implementing e-commerce solution, so the product owner, he is the leader, he gets the knowledge from the customer, and he is a customer voice, and he document all the requirements in the product backlog. Just think of this as a Excel sheet or a Word document which has all the requirements of the product which you are going to implement. Okay, then once the product backlog has been developed by the product owner, he is the product owner who will make the product backlog. Then the sprint planning meeting occurs. In the sprint planning meeting, for example, if there are 40 tasks in the product backlog, so in the sprint planning meeting, the Scrum team, product owner, they discuss that we can take, for example, 10 tasks as a sprint is a 3 to 4 weeks planning, and we make another sub document that is called as sprint backlog. Sprint backlog concept means from the product backlog we make another document which is a sub document of the product backlog, which is called as sprint backlog. So in the result of a sprint planning meeting, we make a document that is called as sprint backlog document. Just think that, for example, if there are 40 tasks, so we take 10 tasks that we are going to develop, okay, and it will become the sprint backlog. After making the sprint backlog document, we start the sprint. Starting means that it is a 3 to 4 weeks time period, like they are developing, testing, and once it has been developed, so in during that period, daily Scrum meetings occur. Daily Scrum meeting means that on each day, on daily basis, they will discuss that what we have done yesterday, what we are going to do today, and what we are going tomorrow. It's just a 15 minutes time meeting, daily Scrum meeting. And once the sprint has been developed, like all the things in the, like for example 10 tasks has been developed, so we conduct the sprint review meeting. Sprint review meeting means that we showcase our work to the customer, that we shows that how we have developed 10 tasks and gets his feedback. And okay, in that way, once it has been developed, so we are developing the things, and we are same procedure will occur again. Okay, and one important thing here is the sprint retrospective. Sprint retrospective is a session that after showcasing work, after a sprint review meeting, like we discussed that what things goes wrong, what are the lesson learns we have after the completion of a sprint review. Like if we have mistakes we have done, so we must have to avoid those mistakes. And the purpose of sprint retrospective session is not any blame game. The purpose of a sprint retrospective is to is to continue the good things and to avoid and stop the mistakes we have done previously. So this is called as the concept of retrospective here. Once the sprint review completed and all that, in that way we continue the cycle like that. Okay, in that way we continue the cycle like product, we take the 10 tasks again, then the sprint, and then again take the 10 tasks or continue the sprint. In that way, once all the product backlog task has been completed, so we deliver the release to customer, and in that way all the things have been completed. So that is called as the concept of the Scrum process. So friend, thank you, thanks a lot for your time. I hope you like this video. If you like, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for your time. Thank you.